Hi everybody, this is Barry Davis with Rector Hayden Realtors, and I want to talk to you today about multiple offers. If you are a seller in this seller's market that we're in right now, it won't be unusual at all for you to get more than one offer on your property, and there's a number of ways to deal with that, and I'm here to help you through it. But I just want to give you one little piece of that. Again, it's not unusual at all. If your house is priced right and it's in good condition, it won't be unusual at all for you to get 2, 3, 4, or maybe even 10 offers or more on your home. It could happen the first day. It could happen in a month. We just don't know. But it's really not all that unusual. And the problem is, how do I choose which offer to accept? Because sometimes you'll get 2 offers that are the exact same price. And how do you make a decision on that? Well, there's a lot of factors to consider. And one way that we help you with that is I have this little spreadsheet that I like to use. I really doubt you can see this real well. I'm holding it up to the camera, but I doubt you can read it. But I just want to give you a couple of the categories. What we do is we list the offers in columns so that we can compare them side by side, which is a whole lot easier than looking at a 5-page contract and trying to figure out all the ins and outs of it at the same time on multiple offers. And so we're looking at things like this. First, what is the offer price? Obviously, that's important, but it's not always the most important thing. How much earnest money are they putting down? Are they putting down $100 or $10,000 or something in between? That tells you a little bit about how serious the buyer happens to be. What kind of loan is it? Is it a VA loan? Is it an FHA loan? Is it a conventional loan? Or maybe it's cash? Cash is usually best. Next would be a conventional loan, and then FHA and VA. There's nothing wrong with those loans, but if you have 2 offers that are exactly equal in every other way, but one has a conventional loan and they're doing a good down payment in earnest money versus one of the government loans, usually most people will go with a conventional loan for a number of reasons that I could get into if we met in private. Is there a contingency that there has to be an appraisal on the property? Most of the time, if they're getting a loan, there does. Are they going to get an inspection on the property? When do they want to close? Those are all things to consider, and I've got about 10 other things to consider here on this sheet, but we look at them side by side. Let me give you an example of why the price is not always the factor. One time we had a listing where multiple offers came in, and somebody offered about $20,000 above everybody else and above asking price. Well, we knew that there was no way this home was going to appraise for that amount of money, and there was an appraisal contingency on the offer. We also knew from talking to the buyer's agent that the buyer was not going to make up the difference if it came in low. So to give you an example, let's say the house was $200,000 and they offered $220,000. If the house appraised for $200,000, there's a $20,000 difference between the offer and what the bank's willing to give on it. And so does the buyer have the $20,000 to make up that difference? No, they don't. And so at that point, you're going to get into a negotiation. Is the seller going to give some? The buyer going to give some? Is the seller going to give all? Anyway, it can get very, very complicated. And so our seller, with our advice, actually rejected the highest price offer, took an offer that was much more in line with appraisal that was with a conventional loan. And in that case, I am absolutely convinced that they were much better off taking the lower priced offer. So you see, there's a lot more to consider than just the price. Even closing date, if they have to drag out the closing for 60 days, but you need to be out in 30 days, that would be a consideration, or vice versa. There are all kinds of considerations there. So I'd really like to help you. If you're wanting to sell your home, I have experience dealing in these multiple offer situations, which chances are you are going to run into if you list pretty soon in the seller's market, and we don't see this changing really anytime soon. So feel free to give me a call or text me at 859-351-5733, and I'd be glad to answer any of your questions about multiple offers or anything else to do with real estate in Central Kentucky. Thank you so much for watching this video.